Margaret Hoover here in the Toyota Solutions Studio, and I'm here with Tom Friedman, who's from the New York Times and just got off the main stage after interviewing Hillary Clinton and Christine Lagarde. You started off the interview and you said, "Gosh, my daughters really told me don't screw it up, Dad." How do you think? Are they going to be proud? I think they're going to be proud.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah,
it's so easy to talk to them. These are two incredibly accomplished women, and they're both incredibly articulate. So you really only have to ask, the headline questions, and they will take them, by the way, in not rote ways. I mean, I thought they both spoke about, used their experiences in very interesting ways.
Although you did ask the headline question to Hillary Clinton at the end, which we have to start with,
right.
and she just downed it.
Right.
She just sort of patted it down, and then you slipped it in a couple other places. Based on how she responded to your 2016 sort of poking and prodding,
sure.
Did you see any? What was your take on?
No, I honestly think, when you think of how many years she's been in public life, when you think that it's still a couple of years away, when you think she had a health scare, that I think it's something she's really wrestling with. And
But the door was open.
Oh, the door is definitely open.
The door is open.
And when you heard her talk about where the country is and where she thinks it needs to go, she's clearly thought a lot about it, and she has a lot of passion about it. She spoke quite passionately about that.
Jobs, education, getting rid of hyper-partisanship.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And getting people to work together again.
Yeah, and then that's exactly where the country is, so you think that she must be reviewing it. Christine Lagarde gave you a gift in the middle of it. You didn't bring it with you.
I've left it.
Can you tell us about it?
Basically, the IMF has really been working diligently under her leadership to really think of how we can better empower women and girls, and particularly in the developing world. It's really about the strategies they're using around the world.
And making an economic argument for the full inclusion of women in their society.
Right, that isn't just the moral thing to do. As Hillary said, it isn't just the smart thing to do. It's actually very strategic. You get a huge multiplier. When women become educated, they become different kind of mothers. They're able to enter the workforce. They're able to have control over their bodies more. They're able to negotiate for their future more. So many things flow from women getting educated. And
the culture doesn't just improve; also the economies improve. If you had women participating in the economy as fully as men in Egypt, you would have a GDP that was 34% higher. These are the kind of metrics that she's been able to substantiate through the report that she did.
56% of the women in Egypt can't read. So let's just start there. Right. Imagine if you just wiped out illiteracy among women in Egypt and the kind of multiplier you'd get from that.
What did you think about the answers both on Putin and Iran from both of the leaders?
Well, they both really have had a lot of experience dealing with Putin. Madame Lagarde more now because the IMF is in the center of all this.
She was very frank about her view of the United States' lack of support.
And we have not. And here we are. We have all these people saying, "Well, let's stand up to Putin. Let's do the right thing." And meanwhile, they won't pony up. The most fundamental thing the Ukraine needs right now, which is to be weaned off Russia's money and onto money from a partner that really wishes it well and wishes it a future with the democratic countries in the world.
How about why Iranian sanctions have stalled out? Hillary talked a lot about...
We haven't stalled out, we're in negotiations now.
We're in negotiation now, but they seem... Are they stalled too? Do you think they're stalled a bit?
We're in the negotiations. We've agreed to lift certain sanctions in a very limited way while we have these nuclear arms talks. And if those talks succeed, there'll be more sanctions lifting. If they fail, the sanctions will be reimposed.
What struck you most about the interview?
Just sitting there, I know both
of them.
Of
course, you've interviewed them much before.
And they're just two very, as I said, impressive human beings. Not women, men. French, American, who have accomplished a lot and who manage in this crazy time of so much media attention for anyone who's in public life to keep their wits about them.
There was overwhelming laughter in the audience when you opened up this question about a double standard.
Yes,
do they think there's really a double standard?
Right. Had to ask it, of course, and they both hit it out of the park. But in ways that I thought were fresh, and obviously it resonated with the women there, but to any of the men listening, I think it was important food for thought.
Well, it's also important to have you interviewing them because
Yeah.
this is women's progress doesn't happen without a male and female partnership.
Right.
So thank you for being part of Women in the World. Is this your first Women in the
No,
World?
I was here at the first year.
The first year too.
I actually interviewed Madame Lagarde in the first year.
In the first year.
Yeah, when there were only 300 people there. A lot more out there
Yeah,
now.
a huge change.
Exactly.
Thank you very much
My
for being
pleasure.
with
Thanks
us.
for having
Tom
me.
Friedman.